Hi there. Look, everyone has good days. On good days, everyone's a hero. On good days, motivation is already there. Energy is there. Everything is easy. But bad days truly test you. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a rule, maybe his most important rule, and this rule was for bad days. On a bad day, don't do zero, do 30%. Simple, but life-changing. Now let me paint you a scene. 1975, Santa Monica. Arnold wakes up in the morning. His body aches. He trained too hard the day before. Sleep was bad. His head is pounding. It's raining outside. Normal person says, "I'll rest today." Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But Arnold thinks differently. He says, "Today is a bad day, but I won't do zero. I'll do 30%. What does 30% mean? It means this. If he normally trains 2 hours, today he'll do 40 minutes. If he normally does 10 exercises, today he'll do 3 exercises. If he normally lifts heavy, today he'll lift light, but he'll do it. Zero is not an option. He goes to the gym, warms up, chooses just 3 exercises: bench press, squat, pull-up, light weights, no strain. 40 minutes. That's it. And something happens. The first 10 minutes are tough. The body resists. But then, something changes. Blood circulates, muscles warm up, mind clears. At the 20-minute mark, he realizes, actually, I'm not that bad. At 30 minutes, energy comes. When 40 minutes are up, he's thinking, maybe I can do a few more exercises. And he does. Started with a 30% plan, ended up at 70%. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is this. He went. He did it. He didn't do zero because Arnold had discovered something. Momentum is everything. Why 30% works? Look, there's very simple psychology here. The human brain fears big starts. You say 2-hour workout. The brain says, nah, too heavy, and it resists. But you say 40 minutes light. The brain says, okay, we can do that. You remove the barrier to starting. You reduce the friction. And once you start, momentum comes. Law of physics, a body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. You get that body moving with 30%, then momentum carries you. But there's something even deeper. Even if you only do 30% every day, you're strengthening your identity. I'm someone who works out. I'm someone who's disciplined. I'm someone who doesn't quit even on bad days. This identity carries you over time. You no longer need motivation because that's who you are. Arnold understood this. He said, the 30% you do on bad days is more valuable than the 100% you do on good days because that's where character is built. Not just sports. Now wait, this isn't just for training. Arnold used this protocol in every area of his life. On movie sets, a scene isn't going well, energy is low. He knows he can't give full performance. What does he do? I'll give at least 30%, he says. He shoots that scene knowing it's average. But he shoots it. He doesn't give zero because he knows he can reshoot tomorrow. But if he quits today, that momentum breaks. In business meetings, his mind is scattered, he can't focus. On a normal day, he'd do 2-hour meetings. Today, he does 40 minutes, discusses the 2-3 most important topics. That's it, but he does it. In English practice, he worked 1 hour daily to fix his accent. But some days, his mind wasn't there. On those days, he did 15 minutes, just read 1 paragraph aloud. But he did it, never zero. What this means for you. Now let me give you very practical examples. How do you use the 30% rule in every area of your life? 1. Studying. Bad day. You can't concentrate, your mind won't focus, normal plan. 3 hours of study, 5 topics, 30% protocol, 50 minutes of study, the most important topic only. Just review the summary, skip the hard problems today, but do those 50 minutes. Why does it work? Because you don't break your study habit. Your identity as someone who studies continues. And maybe in 50 minutes your mind clears, you continue. 2. Work project bad day. Creative energy is zero. You can't sit down and deal with that report. Normal plan, 4 hours of deep work. 30% protocol, 1 hour. Just write the outline. Doesn't need to be perfect, can even be bullet points, but you'll have touched the project. You'll add to it tomorrow. Why does it work? Zero progress creates stress. Small progress creates momentum. Psychologically, the feeling of I'm working on this keeps you from disconnecting from the project. 3. Creative work, writing, music, design. Bad day. No inspiration. Everything looks bad. Normal plan, 2 hours of creative production. 30% protocol, 30 minutes. Quality doesn't matter today. Just produce something. A bad paragraph, a simple melody, an ugly draft. But produce. Why does it work? Creativity is like a muscle. If you don't work it daily, it atrophies. Even 30% on bad days keeps that muscle alive. And often bad day work turns out good when you edit it later. 4. Phone calls, networking. Bad day. Social energy is zero. You don't want to talk to anyone. Normal plan. Make 5 phone calls, expand your network. 30% protocol. Send 1 message. Just 1. Hey, haven't talked in a while. How are you? That's it. Even if no call happens, the connection doesn't break. Why does it work? Relationships run on momentum. If you go silent too long, restarting is much harder. Small touches keep the connection alive. Social anxiety going out. Bad day. You don't want to leave the house. Dealing with people feels heavy. Normal plan, go to evening event, socialize for 3 hours, 30% protocol, just go for 30 minutes, have coffee, chat with 2-3 people, leave. Or just go to the store, make eye contact with the cashier, say thank you. Even small social interaction is enough today. Why does it work? The social muscle also atrophies if unused. A little social interaction daily keeps anxiety in check. If you completely avoid it, anxiety grows. See it? Same logic in every area. Don't do 0, do 30%. Arnold's mind game. Now, Arnold said something about this, very powerful. Doing 30% on a bad day is harder than doing 100% on a good day. And that's why it's more valuable. Because that 30% is character, it's discipline, it is willpower. Think about it. On good days, everyone can work. You have energy, you have motivation, everything is easy. You're not proving yourself there. But on bad days, everything resists. Your body says stay in bed. Your mind says not today. Your environment says rest. And you get up and do 30%. That's the moment that separates you from others. Most people do 0 on bad days. Then 1 bad day becomes 2. A week happens. Then momentum completely breaks. Starting again becomes much harder, but you're doing 30% even on bad days. Momentum continues. Even if slow, you're progressing. And most importantly, you're protecting your identity. I'm someone who does this every day, on good days and bad days. This identity automates you over time. There's no longer a decision-making phase. It becomes like brushing your teeth. You do it because that's who you are. Technical detail, how do you determine 30%? Now, the practical question, what exactly does 30% mean? How do you calculate it? Arnold's formula is simple. 1. Cut the time. Less than half your normal time, 40 minutes instead of 2 hours. 2. Reduce intensity, lightweight instead of heavy, easy topic instead of hard topic. 3. Lower volume, 3 exercises instead of 10, 1 topic instead of 5. What matters? Do something. Don't let it be 0. And know this, when you start with 30%, you often go up to 50, 60, 70% because starting is the hardest part. Once you start, momentum comes. But even if you can't go above 30%, even if you stay at 30%, it's okay because you didn't do 0. That alone is a win. What it looks like in real life. Look, let me give you a concrete example. Say you're running. You run 5 kilometers every day. One morning you wake up, legs are sore, sleep was bad, weather is cold. 2 options. Option 1, I won't run today. I'll run better tomorrow. 0. Option 2, Today I'll just run 1.5 kilometer slow pace, then I'll finish 30%. You choose option 2. You put on your shoes. You go outside. First 500 meters are tough. Legs are resistant, but after 500 meters something happens. Body warms up. Blood circulates, pace naturally increases. At 1 kilometer you say, actually I'm doing fine. Maybe you do 3 kilometers, maybe you complete 5 kilometers. But worst case scenario, you'll have done 1.5 kilometers, not 0. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, your identity is strong. I'm someone who runs every day. Yesterday was a bad day, but I still ran. This identity carries you. You're no longer thinking, should I run or not? You run because that's who you are. The hidden power of the 30% protocol. Now, there's something very deep here, something Arnold discovered, but many people don't understand. The 30% protocol isn't just for salvaging bad days. It's actually for success itself. Because look, life isn't made of 100%. Life is averages. Say you're trying to give 100% every day for a year. What happens? Some days you give 100%, but most days, from exhaustion, pressure, stress, you do 0. Your average 50%. Now say you use the 30% protocol. On good days you give 100%. On bad days you give 30%, never 0. Your average 70%. 70% is better than 50%. Always. Arnold knew this. He said, I'm not superhuman. I'm just consistent. I'm someone who does it even on bad days. And this consistency over years grew like compound interest. One day, 1 week, 1 month doesn't seem to matter, but after 5 years, 10 years, it creates a massive difference. One last story. Arnold has a memory. 1980s, Hollywood, a film shoot, set call at 5 a.m. Arnold went to bed late, tired. On set, he has no energy, doesn't feel like doing anything, but he went to the cameras, said to himself, today I'll give 30%, I don't have to be perfect. He shot the scene. His energy was low, but he was professional, then returned to his trailer. An hour later, the director came. Arnold, that scene was great, exactly what we wanted. Should we reshoot to make it even better? Arnold was surprised. No, I only gave 30%. The director laughed. Your 30% is better than most actors' 100%. Arnold learned something that day. If your standards are high, even your 30% can be enough. But 0 is never enough. 24-hour challenge. Now I'm going to give you a challenge. Simple but powerful. Think. Right now there's something in your life you're avoiding, a task, a habit, a goal. You say, I should do this, but you keep postponing it. Today, within the next 24 hours, do 30% of that thing. Just 30%. Doesn't need to be perfect. Doesn't need to be finished. Just start and do 30%. Were you going to run but postponing? Today run 1 kilometers. There's a project to write but you're not starting. Today create a 15-minute outline. Want to call someone but hesitating? Today just send a message. Were you going to read a book? Today read 10 pages. 30%, that's it. And know this, when you do that 30%, something will change. Maybe you'll go to 50%, maybe you'll complete 100%, maybe you'll stay at 30%, but you won't be at 0. And that changes everything. Because as Arnold said, 0 stops you, 30% moves you forward. The difference between the two is the difference between success and failure. Now go, you have 24 hours, do your 30%, start.
Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.